It is 2:07 in the morning. The room is quiet. Everyone else seems to be asleep. But you are lying there with your eyes open, staring into the dark, waiting for sleep that never seems to arrive. Your body feels tired. Your shoulders feel heavy. Your eyes burn with exhaustion. Yet somehow your mind keeps moving. One thought turns into another. You remember something awkward you said years ago. You think about tomorrow's errands. You wonder if that ache in your knee means something serious. Minutes become hours. You roll over, adjust the blanket, check the clock again. And somehow, seeing the time only makes it worse. If this sounds familiar, there is something important you should know. Difficulty sleeping after 60 is incredibly common, but that does not mean it is something you simply have to accept. Many people believe poor sleep is just a normal part of getting older. They assume that aging means needing fewer hours of rest, but that idea is misleading. Your body still depends on sleep for repair, memory, mood, immune function, and energy. Sleep remains one of the most powerful tools your body has for maintaining health. The issue is not that your need for sleep disappears. The issue is that the systems responsible for helping you fall asleep become less efficient over time. As the years pass, your internal clock becomes more sensitive. Signals that prepare the brain for sleep can weaken. Hormones that help regulate your sleep schedule may not rise and fall as smoothly as they once did. At the same time, stress signals can stay active longer than necessary. That combination creates a frustrating situation, feeling exhausted but unable to switch off. The good news is that falling asleep is not purely luck. Sleep is a biological process, and your body still knows how to do it. Sometimes it simply needs the right signals. You do not necessarily need complicated sleep gadgets. You do not need to rely on habits that leave you feeling groggy the next day. In many cases, your nervous system can be guided back into a calmer state using simple techniques that work with the body instead of against it. Today we are going to focus on practical methods designed to help your brain and body move from alert mode into sleep mode naturally. These are not random internet tricks. Each method is based on how the nervous system responds to breathing, muscle relaxation, attention, and body temperature. You will learn how to slow the body's alarm system, reduce physical tension, quiet mental noise, and create conditions that make sleep easier. And the final method later in this video is one that became widely known for helping people relax and fall asleep even in stressful environments. But first, we begin with something incredibly simple: your breathing. Most people never think about breathing because it happens automatically, but breathing is one of the few body functions that works both automatically and voluntarily. That makes it powerful. When you change your breathing pattern, you send messages directly into your nervous system. Think about how you breathe when you are stressed. Short breaths, quick breaths, shallow chest movement. Now think about someone deeply relaxed. Slow, steady, long exhalations. Your brain notices these patterns. If breathing becomes calm and controlled, the body often interprets that as a sign that conditions are safe. And safety is one of the hidden ingredients of sleep. One technique many people use to create that signal is called controlled rhythmic breathing. The goal is not to force sleep. That never works. The goal is to create conditions where sleep becomes easier. Here is how to try it. Get comfortable in bed or sit upright if you prefer. Place your tongue gently behind your upper front teeth and leave it relaxed there. Now breathe out completely. Empty the lungs without straining. Next, breathe in slowly through your nose while counting quietly to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then hold the breath gently for 7 counts, not forcing, just pausing. Then breathe out slowly through your mouth for 8 counts, long, controlled, relaxed. That extended exhale matters. Many people notice that long exhalations naturally soften tension and reduce the feeling of mental pressure. Let's imagine doing it together. Close your eyes. Breathe in slowly. Feel the air moving in. Pause. Then release. As you breathe out, allow your shoulders to loosen. Again, breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Notice your jaw. Notice your forehead. Notice if your stomach softens. One more round. Slow inhale, gentle pause, long exhale. With each cycle, imagine your body becoming slightly heavier against the mattress. You are not trying to knock yourself unconscious. You are simply creating the environment where sleep can happen. Many people find that after several rounds, their heartbeat feels steadier. Their thoughts feel less urgent. Their body begins to settle. If you wake up during the night, avoid immediately checking the time. Looking at the clock often turns one moment of wakefulness into a calculation. How many hours left? How tired will I be tomorrow? Now the brain is fully awake again. Instead, try returning attention to the breathing rhythm. Slow in, gentle pause, long out. Even if sleep does not come instantly, your body is still receiving signals that support rest. And that matters. But sometimes the problem is not the mind. Sometimes the body itself refuses to relax. You finally get into bed and suddenly nothing feels comfortable. One shoulder feels tight. Your legs keep shifting. Your neck feels stiff. You adjust the pillow again. You stretch. You turn onto one side, then the other. You wonder why your body cannot just settle down. This brings us to another powerful reason sleep becomes difficult: hidden muscle tension. Many people carry tension without realizing it. The body can stay partially braced all day long. The jaw clenches, the shoulders rise, the legs stay tight. By bedtime, the muscles may still be holding on to that tension even though mentally you want to rest. The strange thing is that muscles often relax more effectively when you first become aware of the tension. That is where the next method comes in. Instead of trying to relax instantly, you deliberately create tension and then release it. Your body learns the difference. Imagine lying comfortably on your back. Start with your feet. Curl your toes slightly. Tighten them. Feel the effort. Hold. Then let go. Completely. Notice the difference. Now your calves. Tighten them gently. Hold. Release. Feel the weight return. Move upward. Tighten the thighs. Hold. Release. Notice how much effort your muscles were using. Now your hands. Make soft fists. Hold. Release. Open the fingers. Let them rest. Bring attention to your shoulders. Lift them toward your ears. Hold. And let them fall. Feel the difference between tension and release. Finally, your face. Close your eyes gently. Tighten your forehead. Clench your jaw slightly. Then let everything soften. Allow your tongue to rest. Let the muscles around your eyes loosen. Many people are surprised by how much tension lives in the face. As your muscles release one by one, something interesting happens. Your body begins to feel heavier, warmer, still. And when the body becomes quiet, the brain often follows. In the next part, we will move into one of the most effective techniques for racing thoughts, plus a simple evening habit that can stop your worries from following you into bed. Now that your body has started letting go of physical tension, we need to address something even more stubborn: the mind. Because for many people, the real reason sleep disappears is not discomfort. It is mental momentum. You finally lie down after a long day, and suddenly your thoughts become louder. You remember appointments. You replay conversations. You start planning tomorrow. You think about family. You wonder about your health. You promise yourself you will stop thinking. And somehow that only makes the thoughts stronger. This happens because the brain does not respond well to commands like "stop thinking." Try telling yourself not to think about your favorite food for 10 seconds. Immediately, your brain brings it up. The harder you resist a thought, the more attention you accidentally give it. That is why trying to force silence inside the mind often creates more noise. Instead of fighting thoughts, a better strategy is to redirect them. Your brain naturally changes states throughout the day. When you are solving problems, your thoughts are organized and focused. But right before sleep, thoughts become softer, stranger, less logical. Images appear. Random memories connect. Your attention drifts. Sleep begins when the brain slowly moves away from structured thinking. So rather than demanding complete mental silence, the goal is to guide the brain into a gentler pattern. One simple method uses harmless mental randomness. Imagine choosing an ordinary word. Let's say the word is blanket. Now look only at the first letter, B. Quietly think of simple things that begin with B. Bird. Picture a small bird sitting on a fence. Ball. See a blue ball rolling across a floor. Book. Imagine opening a thick hardcover book. Boat. Picture water moving around a quiet wooden boat. When you run out, move to the next letter. L. Lamp. Leaf. Lemon. Keep going. You do not analyze. You do not judge. You simply allow random images to appear and disappear. Why can this help? Because your brain cannot fully organize worries while also creating disconnected mental pictures. You interrupt the cycle of planning and problem solving. You shift into the kind of loose thinking that often appears naturally before dreams. The images do not need to make sense. That is the point. Sleep itself is not logical. If your mind starts drifting into concerns again, gently return to the exercise. Pick another letter, another image. No pressure, no performance. Sometimes people realize halfway through that they cannot remember where they stopped. That is often a sign they were drifting towards sleep. This method can also help during middle-of-the-night wake-ups. You wake at 3:14. You immediately think, I need to fall asleep now. That urgency wakes you up further. Instead, remove the pressure. Choose a word. Build simple pictures. Allow the mind to become uninteresting. Because boredom can sometimes be surprisingly helpful. But there is another reason the brain refuses to shut down. Unfinished business. Think about your day. How many thoughts never reached a conclusion? Call someone. Pay a bill. Schedule something. Remember something. Answer that message. Buy groceries. Handle that problem. Your brain treats open tasks differently than completed tasks. Open tasks stay active. Your mind keeps them available because it thinks they still require attention. That means bedtime can become a meeting room where every unfinished responsibility suddenly appears. This is why many people experience a wave of thinking the moment their head touches the pillow. Their environment becomes quiet enough to finally hear everything their brain was carrying. One surprisingly effective habit is creating a short evening reset. Not in bed, not while trying to sleep. Earlier. About 30 minutes before bedtime. Take a notebook, nothing fancy. Write down every concern currently taking up space in your head. Do not organize perfectly, just unload. Then next to each concern, write only one next action. Not the full solution, only the next action. For example, need to schedule eye appointment. Next action, call tomorrow morning, concerned about household repair. Next action, ask for recommendation this weekend. Need to organize documents. Next action, gather papers after breakfast. Notice what happens. You are telling the brain, this information is stored, it does not need to stay active tonight. You are creating a place for tomorrow's problems so they do not occupy tonight's rest. Many people discover that worries become less intense once they are written. Not because the problems disappeared, but because uncertainty decreased. The brain often relaxes when it sees a path forward. After writing, close the notebook, physically close it. That action matters. It becomes a signal. Work is finished. Planning is finished. The day is finished. Now the body can begin shifting into recovery mode. And there is another habit that quietly interferes with sleep more than most people realize. Trying too hard. It sounds strange, but sleep cannot be chased. Think about it. Have you ever gone to bed thinking, I absolutely must sleep right now? Then suddenly every minute awake feels stressful. That pressure creates alertness. Your body interprets urgency as something important happening. Sleep moves further away. Sometimes the fastest route to sleep is removing the demand for immediate sleep. Tell yourself, I am resting. If sleep comes, good. If not, my body is still getting quiet time. This shift reduces performance pressure, and often sleep arrives more naturally. At this point, we have covered breathing, releasing physical tension, calming mental activity, and unloading worries before bed. But there is still one final technique ahead. It combines body relaxation and mental focus into a single routine and has become famous because people use it even in difficult environments where ideal sleep conditions do not exist. And after that, I will share one simple environmental adjustment that can make all of these methods work better together. Now we come to the final technique. And for many people, this becomes the one that changes everything. Not because it is complicated, not because it is magical, but because it combines several powerful ideas into one simple routine. Relax the body, slow the breathing, reduce mental activity, create stillness. This method became widely known through training environments where people needed to rest even under pressure, noise, and stress. Over time, versions of the technique spread because people realized something important. Sleep is not always about making yourself unconscious. Often, it is about removing the things that keep you awake. If you have ever thought, my body is tired but my brain refuses to cooperate, this method may feel familiar. Start by lying comfortably in bed. You do not need a special pillow. You do not need perfect conditions. Close your eyes. Take one slow breath. Then bring your attention only to your face. This sounds almost too simple, but stay with it. Notice your forehead. Most people carry tension there without realizing it. Allow the forehead to smooth. Relax the muscles around your eyes. Let the eyes rest heavily. Unclench the jaw. Let the tongue sit naturally inside the mouth. Soften the cheeks. Imagine the entire face becoming still. Why begin here? Because facial tension and alertness are closely connected. When the face relaxes, the body often follows. Now move to your neck. Let it soften. Release any urge to hold your head up. Allow the pillow to support you. Next, your shoulders. Imagine they are becoming heavier, lower, looser, as if warm water is slowly flowing down both arms. Let the upper arms relax, then elbows, then forearms, then hands. Allow your fingers to uncurl naturally. You do not need to position them perfectly. Just let them rest. Take another slow breath. Now bring attention to your chest. Do not force deep breathing. Just allow each breath to become quieter. Feel your rib cage rise and fall. Notice whether your stomach softens. Many people hold tension there all day. Let it go. Move into the lower body. Relax your hips. Allow your thighs to sink downward. Release your knees. Release your calves. Release your ankles. Release your feet. Imagine every muscle becoming quieter, from head to toe. Nothing to hold, nothing to carry, nothing to fix. Once the body feels settled, we move to the second part, mental stillness. This is where people often struggle. They think they must completely empty their mind, but that usually creates effort. Instead, choose one calm image. Keep it simple. Picture yourself floating peacefully on calm water. No waves, no movement, only quiet. The sky above is clear. You do not need to go anywhere. You do not need to think about anything. Just stay there. Or imagine yourself resting in a dark, peaceful room, wrapped in warmth and silence. No phone, no responsibilities, no decisions, only stillness. If thoughts appear, and they probably will, do not get frustrated. Notice them. Then gently return to your chosen image, again and again. Some people find it helpful to repeat a neutral phrase, something like, quiet now, rest now, nothing to do. The words themselves are not important. What matters is that they interrupt mental momentum. Eventually, the brain becomes less interested in staying alert. And when alertness decreases, sleep often appears on its own. This technique may not feel dramatic the first night. That is normal. Like many habits involving the nervous system, repetition matters. The body learns patterns. The brain remembers routines. Over time, these signals become stronger. And now, before we finish, there is one bonus adjustment that makes every technique we covered work better. Temperature. This one surprises many people. As bedtime approaches, your body naturally prepares for sleep by lowering internal temperature slightly. That cooling process is part of the sleep signal. But if your sleeping environment stays too warm, the body may struggle to complete that transition. Many older adults prefer warmer bedrooms because feeling cold becomes more noticeable with age. That makes sense. But there is a balance. Instead of overheating the room, try keeping the room comfortably cool while staying warm under blankets. You want your body to feel comfortable without trapping too much heat. One small trick that works surprisingly well is warming your feet. Warm socks or comfortable bedding around the feet can encourage circulation changes that help the body release internal heat more efficiently. Cool room, warm bedding, comfort without overheating. Simple changes sometimes create surprisingly large improvements. Now think about everything we covered today. We did not talk about fighting sleep. We talked about supporting it. Breathing to calm the nervous system, relaxing the muscles instead of carrying hidden tension. Redirecting racing thoughts, clearing unfinished worries before bed. Using guided relaxation to reduce alertness, creating a sleep-friendly environment. You do not need to master all of this tonight. Choose one technique, practice it, then add another. Sleep habits are built gradually. Your body still remembers how to sleep. Sometimes it simply needs consistent signals and a little patience. And if tonight is not perfect, that does not mean you failed. Rest is still valuable. Quiet is still valuable. Keep showing your body the conditions it needs. If this video helped you understand sleep in a new way and you want more practical health strategies designed to support healthy aging naturally, subscribe now to my channel, Dr. Grace Longevity, and join a growing community focused on feeling stronger, sleeping better, and living with more energy every day. Save this video so these techniques are always available whenever you need them. Sleep well tonight, and I'll see you in the next video.